Hey guys! So today I'm going to be ranking all the super troops in Clash of Clans onto this tier list. I'm going to be using the same tier list I used for the ranking all the regular troops in the game. I'm going to be using the same tiering format from S tier all the way down to F tier. So yeah, I'm going to be ranking these again based off of offense and defense. So yeah, let's get started. So the Super Barbarian is interesting because recently it has been getting a lot of usage in Super Barbarian attacks, which is basically just using your heroes and then sprinkling barbarians along the outside the base and pushing them in, and it actually does very decent. Personally, I have not used them yet because it's just such a new army, I feel. But for that, I don't really know how to rank them. I probably should just do a tier where I'm not sure. Add roll below. Not sure. Yeah, I think they'd be at least B tier though. But I don't use them enough myself to actually justify it. Super Archers. Now this is interesting because recently they've been very good as well. I think Super Archers are high A tier, are they? Yeah. For wall breakers. They're better than Lava Hound. They're better than Lava. So recently the Super Archer blimps have been very, very good. The extra CC space from 45 to 50, so where you can carry 4 of them now, is obviously very good. They are good with the clone spell as well, with the clone spell getting a buff to where it can clone 3 of them now, I think. I could be wrong. Yeah, I can definitely clone 3 of them. The Super Archer blimp, it just does so much damage if you place it into the right part of the base. It just takes out nearly a quarter of the base, sometimes 25%. It's a very good strategy. This troop is good. It's not the greatest on defense, I feel, but on offense it's very, very good. The Super Giant is definitely better than Giant. I think I'll just put him right ahead of the Giant. It's obviously very good for tanking. For 10 housing space, it gets like a lot more hit points and it does bonus damage to walls. I've used it a small bit in the past and it was pretty good, but it's not like amazing. It's probably just C tier. It's just okay. Definitely better than a Giant though. Sneaky Goblin. Sneaky Goblin. Is it top of S tier or is it S tier? Yeah, it's not as good as the one. Sneaky Goblin. What can I say? It makes taking down Town Hall to an absolute breeze. You can bring like 5 or 6 of them and it'll just take it down. It's obviously very good for farming. It is very good. It can be actually very decent on defense as well. Just the invisibility and it's quite a bit of damage. But for taking out Town Halls and bundling and whatnot for 3 housing space is very, very good. Super Wall Breaker is right up there in S tier with it as well. Obviously better than the regular Wall Breaker. For 8 housing space, it is guaranteed to open a wall. It just has to be right next to it. Yeah, ever since Super Wall Breaker was added, it is, without a doubt, top 3 super troops, and probably definitely one of the best troops in the game, for sure. Absolutely S tier. Makes breaking up walls just so easy. rocket balloons. Rocket balloons aren't bad for sure. They're definitely solid, but not as versatile as the regular balloon because it does cost 8 housing space. But what you get out of it with the increased speed initially for a couple of seconds is obviously very nice, getting to the base quickly. You just can't carry as many of them, but that one speed boost alone, not having to carry really a haste spell sometimes going to the base, can be very, very handy. I don't think it's quite high A tier though. I'll probably put it. I'll put it above the Wizard for sure. It's a very good Super Troop. It's just not the best. It's definitely solid A tier. Super Wizards, ever since the Super Archers have kind of replaced it in those Blizzard armies, I feel it is still very good at that. It just doesn't get as much value, I feel, sometimes compared to Super Archers. But it is, for 10 housing space, you can carry 5 of them in your CC, plus all the ones to clone spell, which is very good. It just doesn't have the range that the Super Archers have, but it's still very good. Other than that, I don't know if it has any other uses, but that one use it has is very solid. Right, so the Super Dragon. Where do I put Super Dragon? It's alright, I feel. It's okay in offense. It's good at Town Hall 12 and 13 on offense for sure when you get it. It's just not the best at Town Hall 14 and 15, I feel. There's definitely better air troops out there. It's decent on defense as well. For that, I would say it is probably around here. It's probably not as good as Dragon Rider, I feel. It has a lot of hit points. That roast ability is good, but it's not the best though. Inferno Dragon. So Inferno Dragons are predominantly used in that Inferno Dragons with Skeleton Spells army. It was fairly common back in Town Hall 13 and 14, but Town Hall 15 it maybe hasn't been used as much. It's only really used against bases where there's like 3 single target Infernos and like no poisons towers and whatnot because it's Skeleton Spells. But it's okay, I suppose. I used it a lot now years back, and it did very well. But it's probably B tier as well. I feel it's probably not as good as the Super Dragon, is it? I'd say it's better than Super Dragon. It's not as good as the Dragon Rider though. Super Miner is A tier for sure. I think it is. I think it's probably better than the Baby Dragon. It's very good in the Super Miner hybrid with hog attacks. I feel it can be very good, or even just straight up Super Miners can be very good as well. It does a lot of damage. The bomb with that Death Bomb does a lot of damage as well. If placed in the right place, it can be very good. Super Minions. Thing is, it's extremely good in defense, but on offense, it is okay. It was alright with dragons, I suppose, for a while, but we've kind of come to realize it's not the best on offense. But on defense, it is very, very good. There's a lot of damage. It did get a nerf where it doesn't do as many shots to troops as it used to. Like there's like 3 long shots now or something. Only on defense, but offense does the same amount, or there's more. I think it's still A tier though. It's probably somewhere around here, I'd say. It's a solid troop. It's just not the greatest in offense. Super Hog Rider. Oh god. Is it better than the Hog Rider? Yes. Yes, it is. Top of A tier. Probably not S tier though. You only see it in the Super Hog. So Super Hog Riders can be used with the regular Hog Riders. You can just use straight up Super Hog Riders in your Queen charges. You can also use Super Hog Riders with miners and whatnot. There's a lot of combinations you can do with the Super Hog Rider, but I feel the best is actually Super Hog Riders with Hog Riders. Just the extra housing space makes up for how much more value you get from the Super Hog Rider. So like when the Hog Rider troop actually takes enough damage to where it actually splits into two, the Hog does decently for offense still, and the Rider actually does fairly good in cleanup and after in the base. Yeah, it's a good super troop. I would say it is definitely at top of A tier. Super Valkyrie, definitely better than the regular Valkyrie, but still just okay. 20 housing space, gets a lot more hit points, and drops a rage spell when it dies, but the rage spell radius is not quite as large as the regular rage spell. I just don't see it used though. But it's not F tier. Is it F tier? No, it's not F tier, is it? It's not that bad. It's probably low D tier though. I just don't know. Like, they need to buff the Valkyrie AI to where it just splashes more onto the buildings around it, or give it a larger splash radius, just how much it swings around and just does more damage. And I don't know. It just needs a buff, I feel, those two troops. Icehound is very good. It is very good on defense because it has a lot of hit points. It has like 10,000 hit points for 40 housing space. And on top of that, it freezes, and then the ice pups slow you down as well. Very good on defense. On offense, it's probably on par with the Icehound on offense. It's not as versatile as the Lava Hound because it's 40 housing space. In cases where you are running out of housing space, you might just end up using the Lava Hound, but the Icehound is still very good. Yeah, I'd say it's just below the Lava Hound for sure. It's not much worse than Lava Hound, but it is slightly worse. Slightly, just not by much. Super Witch. Oh god, Super Witch. Oh, Super Witch. I feel so bad for it because it was so good back at Town Hall 12, but then it's just, I don't know, it just doesn't do enough for 40 housing space, I feel. It just doesn't. It does like no damage on its own, and then the giant skeleton that spawned, the big skeleton, it just doesn't do enough either, I feel. Like, if the base has Inferno Towers, you're fucked. Like, if the monoliths just destroy the Super Witch and all these new defenses, I don't know, it's not good for the Super Witch, to be fair. Like, it just needs more hit points, or the skeleton needs more hit points, or I don't know, for 40 housing space. It was very good in the past, but nowadays, top Town Halls is not the best, so it might be C tier. Yeah, top of C tier, maybe. Not as good as the Witch. Not as good as the Witch. Super Bowler is probably the best Smash army in the game. Maybe? Yeah, I think it is. It's so good. The 3 bounces it gets so much value. It has enough hit points to where it won't die super quick. For 30 housing space, you're only carrying like 3 or 4 of them, or maybe 5, but that enough just gets so much value. You really need to make sure the healers stay on the Super Bowlers though. Once the healers stray off them at some point, or don't switch to super bowlers, you're fucked. Those bowlers want to die fairly quick. You just need to keep those healers raged, keep those bowlers alive. It'll do work. It is A tier for sure, but where in A tier? Is it versatile? Is Electro Titan? No. Is it better than Electro Titan smashes? Probably yes. So I'll probably put it a little bit below it. So it's not as versatile as the Electro Titan. That's why it's not as good. It's not great in defense either. So yeah, that's my ranking for all the super troops and troops in the game. That's S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, D, F, and okay, you know what? Not okay. Barbarian. I'll just put into. I don't know. I'll put him into C tier maybe. It's probably better. Prince of Warden. Yeah, I'll just put him in C tier. I just haven't really used the Super Barbarian myself enough. Yeah, so that's it now. If you disagree, that's fine. I won't be responding to any of those comments saying this troop is better than the other one. If you agree, that's cool. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again.